Good morning, you guys. Got up this morning and needed a bit of a sense of order. I started to go outside and sit on the porch, but it was like super windy and crazy outside, and I needed a sense of calm. Got up and, lit my candle and had my tea and took my shower because I needed some structure today. Yesterday just kind of spun out a bit on us. I mean, at one point in time, we've got the puppy like making circles, running circles around the couch, and the older dog in a diaper was annoyed by the pup, and so he was chasing her and barking, and the kids were yelling at the dogs to be quiet, and I'm yelling at the kids, and I mean, it was just mass chaos. And at one point, I even like sent a funny meme to my mom that had a bad word in it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm losing my sense of control here in the midst of all of this. So I just kind of needed to get away and sat out on my front porch for a little while and was just rocking in the rocking chair and was kind of looked up into the sky and saw like this perfect V formation of geese. And I don't know why, but it like brought this sense of calm to me, and looking at that, the order of the geese and how they just know to do that, and looking at the buds on the trees and the mounds of green sedum that are coming through in my garden, just brings me a sense of calm, to be reminded that, you know what, winter is over and spring is coming. And looking at the sun rising in the east and setting every single night in the west, knowing there is an order that is around us all the time, that there's a sense of control that is happening and patterns that are happening even in the midst of chaos. I mean, we have these storms that are going on around us, and probably more today, that even the storms follow a pattern. They follow a sense of order. I mean, how crazy is that to think that even storms that seem like chaotic and scary at times, they're even following a sense of patterns and order. And I don't know about you, but and that gives me a sense of peace and a sense of calm to know there is an order to it all. There is a control to it all, even in the midst of chaos. I mean, I was reading a book recently, and it was basically at one point of it, they're talking about how we are writing our own stories, that we are in control of our stories and the outcome of our stories. And the best stories that we read are ones that have a sense of conflict. They have a sense of something that is wrong that has to be resolved at the end. I mean, look at it. I mean, you have patterns in stories too. I mean, you have the development of the character and the setting and the building of the conflict and the climax, and then the resolution at the end of the story. And I'm afraid we probably haven't seen the climax of the particular crisis and conflict that we're going through right now. But there is a resolution. There will be a resolution. And my favorite stories to read are those that have a really strong main character. And I love walking away from a book feeling inspired by the way that main character handled their conflict, how they worked really hard, or they responded really well to the conflict, and they had a sense of character and a sense of a bigger picture in the midst of things. They didn't get caught up in the small things. And so my encouragement for you and for me is, how do you want your story to end? In the midst of this conflict and this crisis, how do you want those who come after you to read your story? How do you want them to feel about you at the end of all of this? So I hope you guys have a really good Sunday. It looks like it's probably going to be a windy, rainy day here. Stay inside, stay healthy, my friends, and have a great one.